Aiken This Week. I'm Emery Langston. I'm being joined today by Elise Fox and John Carman. Both who are members of the City of Aiken's Energy and Environmental Committee. And we thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
We are on location today at the Applied Research Center. And I think it's a perfect backdrop to talk about our topic today, which is solar energy. So we're just going to jump right in. And you know, in its most basic form, we all know that solar energy comes from the sun. But what is solar energy and how does it work?
Okay. Well, there are two types of solar energy, really. There's what we call photovoltaic solar energy, where you can harness it and create electrons to power things like your home. And there are a lot of examples around here, around the park, that I thought people would be happy to see. But there's also another form, is heat, that we feel every day, particularly in the summer. And you can harness that for things like solar-powered water heaters for your house. So they're usually cheaper than electric water heaters or natural gas water heaters, and it's piping this up on your roof and it collects that heat from the sun. But where we are today, this is the Applied Research Center. This is a facility that was built by Aiken County, but most of the space is rented out by Savannah River National Laboratory. And we do a lot of research projects out here. And a lot of people don't know this is here,
That's
so I
true.
thought it would be a good place for people to look and see some of this stuff is going on. Because people don't traditionally think Aiken and solar, but we do have a lot of things that are going on.
That's right. That's very true. But you know, in the media today, we hear a lot more about solar than maybe we have heard of it. And in riding around our state, and even some in our county, you're seeing more solar panels.
Yes.
So can y'all tell us what is going on around Aiken as far as solar?
Okay, well, there's a lot that's going on. Unbelievably, it's really good. Back in 2014, Governor Haley signed a piece of legislation that's called Act 236. And this legislation required that the state's investor-owned utilities, which are SCE&G and Duke Energy, have 2% of their peak power production from the sun by 2021. And because of that, the legislation was specifically targeted so that 1% would be utility scale, and then 1% would be what they call distributed resources. So this is smaller scale for commercials, industrial use, and individual homeowners. And what's really interesting about this is there's a particular carve out for very small scale, less than 10 kilowatt, which is what a homeowner would typically put on their roof. And because of this legislation, there have been incentives that have been put in place by SCE&G and Duke Energy to help people be able to afford these systems. There's a large utility scale system out by MTU on I-20.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen that. That was done through SCE&G. There have been several announcements in Aiken County for very large scale, a 75 megawatt north of I-20, and then I think another 70 megawatt over in Beach Island, just really close to here. So there's a lot of momentum on the large scale, which we call utility. And then the DER, the distributed, the residential scale, there have been some programs that have come out, not only through the utilities, but the state has allowed something that's called third-party leasing.
Okay.
So this means that traditionally before, someone would have to purchase solar on their own, put it on their roof, interconnect it, and work with the utility. But now they can do it through a company. So there are leasing companies that will put the panels on your roof. They pay for them up front, so you don't have any upfront costs. You just pay a monthly fee to produce your power from the sun. That is, you do get two bills. You get one from your utility and you get one from the leasing company, but overall your electricity bill should be coming down because of that. So there's a lot going on, and it's happened at a lot faster pace than people expected. So they have until 2021 to meet their requirements, but we think they're going to be met within the next year. So
That's fantastic.
yeah, it's wonderful. So we're already talking about discussions of what should be next. Where do we go from here, and how do we help further?
Well, I think that's a great lead into our next question is how can our residents participate? How can people, homeowners, get involved with it?
Right. So the first thing I always tell people to do is to call your utility. When you call your utility, in case of Aiken, it would either be SCE&G or Aiken Electric. Call them and find out what programs they have available. They will tell you what they have available for you, and this will help you figure out how you can afford to do solar energy. And then look at that. Then you can look at ownership and leasing. And then I always tell people, no matter what they decide to do, to get a minimum of 3 quotes. Don't get any less than 3 quotes before you make any decision. And we're also, the City of Aiken, the Energy Environmental Committee, is hosting 3 Solar 101 workshops. So we want people to get, just to find out more. We'll go a little bit in depth about maybe the science behind solar energy, how it works, and give a little bit more details about what's going on in the state as in regards to programs. The first one will be September 26th at 6:30 at Odell Weeks. The second one will be October 4th at 6:30 p.m. at the Woodside Plantation Country Club. And the third one will be November 16th at 6:30 at Smith Hazel Recreation Center. So we're trying to make sure that we reach out to all parts of Aiken and get everybody involved. It should be really fun.
Oh, absolutely. And what a wonderful opportunity. The Energy Environmental Committee has always led some really great initiatives to get information out, you know, that's kind of on the cutting edge, that's very innovative. So this is a wonderful opportunity for folks to come out and learn more about this, and we certainly hope that everybody will participate in this.
Yeah, we're really excited about it, and the city is also trying to do some things as well. They've signed up for the SENG Community Solar Program, so it looks like the City of Aiken will get about 670 kilowatts of their building's power from their community program, and it will actually be a cost savings for the city in the process. It's not going to cost them anything, which is awesome. And the Aiken County Public School District is doing it as well. I think they're going to get about 2.4 megawatts of solar energy to help power the schools. So, and it'll be a cost saving for them as well.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, and the sun is very powerful, as we're kind of seeing this today. But this is, you know, clean energy. We're hearing so much more about this. What a wonderful opportunity, again, to share this information. Your initiatives through the committee have always been brought on with such energy. John, very briefly, I know that there is a program that y'all do every year with Earth Day. Do you want to give a plug for Earth Day?
Never heard of it. Earth Day. So Earth Day is on or around the 22nd of April every year, and the Energy and Environmental Committee has organized kind of a festival and informative opportunity for people to learn about how to be better conservative people in their communities. So solar energy is a part of that, recycling is a part of that, a lot of natural solutions are a part of that. And it's a fun day. It's down on Newberry Street and in the alley. Last year we had over 40 exhibitors and about 2,000 people came down. This year's event is on April 21st. You know how it shifts around a little bit,
absolutely.
so it stays on Saturday. But we ought to have a lot more exhibitors and things for the citizens to participate in and learn about. And this is also a family event, so children and others are encouraged to come on down and have a learning, fun experience. But this is also part of our year-long effort for Earth Day, so that's one reason the committee is not just doing things in April, but also looking at ways throughout the year to do things like the solar information sessions.
I know it's very important to the committee. You have strategic goals and plans for the year. So this is just another wonderful example. So we hope that everybody will save the date for April 21st, but definitely mark your calendars now for the workshops that are going to be available on Solar 101. Well, Elise, thank you so much. John, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to talk to us about solar. And again, please take advantage of the workshops that are going to be coming to an area of the city that you can participate. And thank you for having us at the Applied Research Center here. And we hope to see you next time for Aiken This Week.